Introducing into the blue corner from Snipers Urban Warriors, he is THOMPSON. And his opponent in the red corner, please welcome Francesco, TIANO. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening bout this evening is in the super welterweight division under C-class rules. Please welcome the man standing to my right in the blue corner, representing Snipers Urban Warriors, he is THOMPSON! And his opponent in the red corner, representing the North Academy, he is Francesco!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw Combat League. What a lineup we have here tonight, put together by your promoters, Christian Knowles and Katie Rashova. I'm Danny Kendrick in the commentary box, and I'm joined by Alex Foreman. You are live on MA Action if you're watching right now. And this is the first fight of the evening, Alex.
Shaping up to be another fantastic card here at Raw Combat. Round 5, as we go into round 1 and the exchange low kicks, Danny, early on.
70 kilo match C-class super welterweight fight. It's Calvin Thompson from Snipers who's fighting out the blue corner. And Francesco TIANO from the Nosey Academy in the white shorts with the red gloves on, fighting out the red corner. He's caught in there, Alex, hasn't he?
Massive right hand there, actually rocked Calvin there.
Looked very, very pumped up for this fight when I saw him earlier on as well. A relative newbie to this sport, but confidence is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, well, when you're training with such a camp at the Nosey Academy and you've got everyone around, you're all pumped up and motivated. I think Francesco's going to come out and he's not only going to want to impress the crowd, but all his teammates as well.
And an old school corner over there in the Snipers as well. They seem to have been around for years and years as well. It's good when two good gyms go head to head on such a prestigious show. It is the Raw Combat League and we're well and truly underway here.
Boys going into clinch now, exchanging knees, left knee for right knee.
Do you think that's a good angle, Alex, when they take the side like that and they can take him?
He took him over. I think that was more of a hip throw with a headlock, like a judo throw. I think the judges will be scoring that, but I think when they're going left knee for right knee and there's that massive gap there, nicely timed low kick there by Francesco. When you've got that gap there, as you've seen in the clinch, I think someone needs to do something to change the angle, and maybe he could have pulled it when you've got the gap as he throws the right knee. He could have pulled him over his right leg and maybe scored with a takedown or something off balance and technique.
Well, as we stand, that goes down as a very good opening round for the red corner and Francesco TIANO for me. But Calvin Thompson looks like he is game and in for this one, I would say. But I think he needs to up his product a little bit in this second round, don't you, Alex?
Yeah, he looks. I'm looking at the corner. He looks a little bit disheartened from the first round, but you know, it's a 5-round fight. It is only the first round, and I think because you know, he took a few low kicks, he took a right hand, he took a low kick that actually took him off his feet. He looks a little bit disheartened. I'm hoping he comes back out fired up by his corner, as you say, very experienced Jim.
Yeah, the snipers that I've seen go ballistic at fighters in the past when they're not performing. Look, he's come out of intent. Yep. Just pressed back onto the ropes though straight away from TIANO. TIANO looks strong, Alex, but he's just won a very good push kick there and a right hook.
Yeah, it was a really, really good jump and scissor push kick with using the back leg, and it doesn't seem to have phased Francesco at all. He's just keep walking forward.
Oh, great technique as he swept and took him down to the canvas there. Alex, what more could you ask for an opening fight on a show? They've gone at it from the off, haven't they? It's like Greyhound racing, this one.
Danny, it's a super welterweight fight. It's a C-class level fight, but these boys are doing the show and themselves proud, and it's a really, really good opening. I don't think he's going to go the distance. I'm not sure Calvin really likes taking shots. He's obviously the novices and they've got to build up experience, but they don't seem to like. He doesn't seem to like being hit, whereas Francesco is just constantly walking forward. Yeah,
he's willing to take a few on the way in. Yeah, I definitely see that, Alex. If you're watching at home live right now, these guys are fighting under what called C-class rules on Thai boxing, where no knees to the head will be allowed or no elbows at all, because basically they can learn their trade, Alex, correct? And then later on, when they get well, they can work up to B-class where they can knee to the head. Then finally full Thai rules where they can elbow as well.
Definitely. I think the classifications mainly to, you know, as we come to the end of the round, you can see these are novices, whereas in boxing, you get, your prospects to get fed journeymen for 5 or 10 fights and they get to learn the trade that way. You don't really get an opportunity. Everyone you fight from the off in Thai boxing, because there's no real journeyman in Thai boxing in this country. You're in against it from the start. You're in against someone who wants it as much as you.
It's 100% fruit juice in this business, isn't it?
Exactly.
It is.
So this is why we have these levels. You know, they can learn the trade at C-class without. Okay, they're going to be in with somebody who wants it as much as them, but they're getting an opportunity to learn the trade with limited risk.
There's the gyms. Obviously, they look after their fighters, Alex. But let's be honest. There's looking after a fighter and there's giving them journeymen and trying to build up their product for financial gain, for whatever it is, whether they're a big ticket seller, whatever. That is why Muay Thai is so pure to me, Alex, and I love this sport to the bone.
It is pure, especially in this country and outside of Thailand. Because obviously in Thailand you do have your journeymen, and people can go there and learn the trade.
It's good opening from Thompson as he comes out of intent. He just seems to fade as the rounds go on for me, would you say?
Just thinking that same thing Danny does. He seems to come out with all intents purposes. He wants to take the round to him, and I think 1 shot or 2 shots from Francesco kind of puts him off a little bit.
Francesco gets himself out of trouble there with a quick turn out the way, but his hands are very tight to his face when he comes up. He just looks a bit more solid in his guard than Thompson. If you was going to think someone's going to get stopped, it would be the man whose head's rocking back now, wouldn't you?
Definitely. I said they're looking at round 2. I think Calvin wants to fight. I think he's keen, but I don't think he likes being hit, especially when he feels the power of Francesco.
Solid little lad as well, isn't he?
I tell you what, he's mastered the art of clinch quite well, hasn't he, considering it's C-class.
Very good takedowns, very good takedowns. You don't know what their background is sometimes, Alex, though. Sometimes the boys do a bit of judo, a bit of something, and they know where their gravity is. And
yeah. That's the one thing I'd say about Francesco, speaking of gravity and stuff. I'd say his balance and he looks a lot more solid than Calvin right at this moment. But as you say, you've got a gym there.
Is that what you're saying, Alex, when you say he doesn't like getting hit? His head comes back awkwardly, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, that just looks like you're setting up for a second punch, doesn't it? But at the moment, TIANO's just wildly kicking at him. He needs to take a step forward at this moment of time, I think, and close that gap if he wants to get that. But that goes down as a much better round for me from Calvin Thompson, as I think TIANO is just starting to tire a little bit, but still miles ahead for me.
Yeah, if you look, he's miles ahead at this point, but you know yourself, Danny, all the years you spent in Thailand and the way our judging system is in this country, it's you like to call the round 4 and 5 the money rounds, and you can pretty much win a fight with 2 good rounds at the end, dragging the fight from the trenches. And
well, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but a lot of judges do even the first round in Thai boxing. Out of 5, they even the first round and leave it blank, so they can go back and score it when they find out what fighter finished the stronger. there's for and against, isn't there?
There is for and against. I think looking at this fight in particular, if you look at round 1, it would be difficult to mark a 10-10 because there were 2 or 3 times where he hit him with the right hand and rocked him. He took him down with the clinch. He dropped him down with the low kick. It's difficult to score around 10-10 like that. But, you know, we're going into the money rounds now. Let's see if Sniper Jim can pull something out the bag for Calvin Thompson.
If you're new to Muay Thai, watching back home live right now at the Raw Combat League, it's still done on the old Queensberry rules and the 10-point scoring system for each round. And I think it's an uphill struggle now for Thompson, who looks like a strong lad, but on the back foot, I don't think he's going to get himself into this fight, is he, Alex? I think he needs to be more aggressive. Great takedown there, though.
Yeah, it was that. I didn't actually see that, the angle.
He timed the body kick there just and caught him off balance.
Yeah, I thought it was a slip originally, but yeah, if he timed that well, that was a brilliant takedown. He's hammering that lead leg.
Yeah, he's got to block that, hasn't he, Alex?
He's got to, considering he's not setting it up, either, you'd think it's slightly telegraphed. He should be blocking it.
He's obviously a counter fighter. He wants to wait for him to shoot first and then respond. And you've got to be good in your defence to fight like that. You really do. You've got to be able to block low kicks, because taking him on the shin might hurt, but it's a lot better than taking him on the thigh, isn't it?
A lot better than taking him on the thigh. If you look at Calvin's footwork, it's slightly all over the place. He's really panicking about taking a few more low kicks. Look at his feet.
He's wobbling on that left leg, Alex.
Yeah. That's a nice one too, though. Nice one too. He should have followed that up with a kick at the end.
Has he got any power in his legs to kick, though, Alex, after the low kicks? Sometimes subconsciously that... Ah, there's the answer. A very good switch lead left kick to the body, and that is a point scorer. Good round for Calvin Thompson there for me. Very good round.
There wasn't much in the round. I'd honestly say if Calvin didn't stop him in the last round, irrespective of how it goes, I'd give the fight to Francesco.
Definitely, but
enough.
made a good product of himself in that round. I'll tell you what, he's definitely stood up for his corner and made a good representation of himself there.
Yeah.
Once again, we're going live now
Thompson,
on MA Action.
Like
if anyone is
lad,
watching, you are at the Raw Combat League. He's going to get
at the
Watford Coliseum. I think he needs to be more aggressive. We're only in the first fight of the evening. The main card is delicious, if you don't mind me saying. We have Jonathan Haggerty in an international fight with one of the best fighters from Ireland, who is a European champion.
Yeah, James Connell, the ISKA European champion, later on against the ISKA world champion Jonathan Haggerty. It's going to be an absolute barnstormer of a fight.
Well, if you are watching at home, I know what you'll be doing for the next few hours, and I do not blame you, because this is going to be spectacular.
There's a really nice left push kick to the face there by Calvin, but I just don't think Francesco knows how to walk backwards.
He's gone to hands. He's slinging bombs at him now. Caught the kick, and that's around the back of the leg there. And he's been told that by a very competent referee, Sean Boland.
One of the best in the business, Danny Sean, for me.
Hammers that low kick, doesn't he? He takes a good low kick, to be fair, Thompson, because he hasn't looked like being stopped with it. But he needs to check those, doesn't he, Alex?
He's got to start checking the leg kick. Mind you, we're in round 5, so... There you go, another one. I don't think he's going to get stopped with it. I thought early on he might shy away even more, because he didn't seem to like taking a shot, but he's come into his own the last couple of rounds.
Punch on the inside of the clinch there. It's effective as well. Nice little bit of clinch work from both fighters to end this fight as well. It's had all the ingredients that we want for Thai boxing. Great way to open a show, and both these guys can go away with their heads held high. But I know where the points are.
I enjoy clinch in the C-class fight either, Danny, because but these boys have actually done themselves quite proud. They've scored some really good knees. You look at the reddening around the ribcage of Francesco.
What I noticed, I don't know if you agree, Alex, that they do seem to clinch in C-class very tight, so they can't establish instead of getting their elbows on the inside.
Yeah.
But I tell you, that was a good fight from both guys. They can be proud of that. I know who's won that, and I'll leave that for everyone at home to see from the judges' scorecards. But what a representation from both fighters. They can be proud that they started this show properly.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and walk away to open the show. And after 5 rounds of excellent action, we have a winner by unanimous decision. The fighter standing, fighting out of the